We've got one of our colleagues here. If you guys do want to get videotaped, let him know before you get started, and he'll videotape you. All right.
Okay, so first up we have Krystal Metro from the University of New Mexico with her Johnson Field Recreation Project.
Okay. How does this work?
Push the button.
So for the pointer, pointer is the red button. Yeah. If this computer of mine, apologies. Hold on 1 second.
Hello? This isn't a very big room,
Right.
so I'm not sure if we need this, but
Your choice.
okay. Everybody hear me? All right, I'm number 1, so we're going to kind of do a little checking up here.
So she'll tell you when to start.
Okay,
When you're ready.
thank you. All right, my name is Krystal Metro, and I'm a graduate student in the Department of Civil Engineering at the University of New Mexico. I'd like to talk to you about a project that we recently completed with a number of students. It was an interdisciplinary group, including landscape architects, planning students, and engineering students. And it is called the Johnson Field Recreation. So I know that this is not a local conference, so I'm going to give you just a quick little heads up about our flow here. When it rains here, I would describe our incidents as short but very intense. When we get rain, it comes very quickly and it doesn't stay for very long, but it causes a lot of damage while it's there. Go ahead and go to the next slide. Thank you. All right. Let's talk a little bit about our site. This site is on the main campus of the University of New Mexico in Albuquerque. Now, I started with our selection here. We went with the typical criteria for addressing a watershed. You want to start at the top. This is the highest point of the main campus at 5,198 feet. It's at the intersection of Central and Girard Avenue. Now, if you look here, you can see some orange. This orange is where we have some issues with flow that is not very pure, it's contaminated. This green area here is the Johnson Field. Johnson Field was the biggest green part of the UNM campus. As such, we selected it to assist with any LI integration. So we have some pretty major storm drainage issues in this part of Albuquerque. For example, when we get our storm issues, we have some contamination and excessive runoff within campus. This is Redondo Drive, which is a circular drive that goes around the entire campus. And unfortunately, our flow then goes directly to the City of Albuquerque right-of-way and contributes to some pretty major flooding issues we have downstream. This is a 2014 event we had on Central Avenue, about 2 miles west of our site, where it caused enough flooding that people had to abandon their cars and come back for them later. If you could go to the next slide. Okay, let's talk about our site itself. This is the southeast corner of campus, Johnson Field, which is an 11-acre recreational site. It is used by about 35,000 people a week, according to our maintenance department. Our intramural people use it. It's used by the team activities. We have the marching band here as well. So what we're trying to do is collect the water from this parking lot, which currently brings a great deal of contaminants, cigarette butts, oil, all of that. It goes directly to the City of Albuquerque right-of-way. We are trying to catch that and actually utilize Johnson Field to clean that water up. You could go to the next slide. Okay, here's just a nice little cross-section to show you what we've got going on here. We used a proposed bioswale along this portion of Johnson Field itself. That bioswale is about 475 feet long. What we do is we're catching the water in the parking lots. We are routing it through a stormwater system into a manhole which functions as an inverted siphon and bubbles up into this beautiful bioswale area. In addition, we use some judicious grass lengths here to save some water and provide a beautiful buffer area for people who are not actually involved in these sports activities at any time. We've implemented some ADA accessibility issues here, and we are also having some cisterns. Let's see if I can actually use this right here to capture what is currently under construction, which is a gym redevelopment project for our Johnson Gym. And the cisterns right here will be used to water our bioswale in the off-peak areas. That is our project, and thank you very much for your time.
Yeah, Krystal, so in a huge storm, right, we're looking at a, like Santa Fe just experienced a 1,000-year storm. I can envision that unless you have some sort of overflow, that it's going to flood this field. So is there some way to manage that, that huge storm that's going to overwhelm the bioswale?
Okay. In case you didn't hear, the question was about what happens in big events. Where does the overflow go? Correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, I'm sorry, I didn't actually get into that too much. The Johnson Field itself will be recessed about 4 inches from the roadway, which will keep up to the 200-year storm within the field. Now, the things that we're bringing in from the street and parking areas themselves, now those will overflow. Are you allowed to go back one slide? Okay, great. Here's a good way to show that. Okay, so we come over here where all the water's going to be gathered from this parking lot. There's a green area here, and then there are several storm drain inlets. This is actually designed for the 90% or typically around our 10-year flow. So anything above that is going to fill up this green area where we're accumulating the water to go into the storm drain system, and then overflow into this street and enter Central Avenue. The same thing with Johnson Field, although it's designed for a much bigger storm. But if we get a bigger storm than it can accept, it outflows right here, goes into the roadway, and from Redondo comes down here and eventually enters Central Avenue. So it will eventually overflow back to its historical drainage patterns.
You mentioned the 90% storm.
Correct.
Which I'm aware under our MS4 permit is the water quality volume.
Right.
So I'm assuming that that little strip you just described right there is actually a treatment facility for the water quality volume in compliance with the permit?
It's going to be a rock-lined, slightly vegetated, recessed area meant to just kind of detain the water while we're routing it through the system. It is also meant to clean it, yes. So it's, we didn't do an intensive design of that at this point because this is a preliminary design. But yeah, that's its intent, is to comply with the MS4 criteria and clean the water.
Okay, let me get one last question if I may. Sorry. Where, can you show me where the inverted siphon is?
Yes.
On this diagram?
Sure thing. Let's see here. Okay, so we're going to have an inlet here, and an inlet here. That's on Redondo Drive. The manhole itself is going to be right here within the bioswale, where it will function as an inverted siphon. And if you wanted to look at our poster, if you get a chance, I really hope you will. We do have an intensive cross-section of it, but it doesn't show up very well on this screen. Yes?
My question is, what do you see as the next steps towards implementation?
Okay, next steps for implementation. Well, right now, they are doing the construction for Johnson Gym. They are adding about 15,000 square feet of actual rooftop, and they're going to improve it. It has about 18 months left on the project. Our hope is to get this into the top priority after that, partly because Johnson Field will look so nice, or well, Johnson Gym will look so nice, and Johnson Field will not look quite as nice next to it. Johnson Field is on the 10-year priority list, but it does not currently have funding. So our hope is to push for more funding with this, maybe apply for some grants. See if we can get that started. We have preliminary cost information and all of that as well. Thank you very much.
we're supposed to do.